Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Good afternoon. I am your host, Quianna Canada. Welcome to the Quianna Canada Show. Before we get into today's topic, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to this channel. Remember that your likes and your shares, what it does is it pushes videos like this up in the algorithm. It tells the algorithm that videos like this are important. But we must be reminded that just because videos like this are not pushed up in the algorithm, that does not mean that videos like this are not important. Also, I would appreciate if you would subscribe and follow me on Facebook by searching for Quianna Canada. Okay, let's get into today's topic. Today, we are going to be analyzing Alexis Wilkins' defamation suit against Kyle Seraphin. And at the end of this video, I'll give you my opinion on who I think will win the suit. First, who is Alexis Wilkins? As mentioned in a previous video, Wilkins is an American conservative, country singer, actress, and PragerU employee. She's also the girlfriend of FBI Director Kash Patel. Who is Kyle Seraphin? Seraphin used to work as an FBI special agent in the Counterterrorism Division. Today, he describes himself as a podcaster, whistleblower, and recovering FBI agent who trades on his insider knowledge of the FBI. Seraphin also hosts the Kyle Seraphin Show, which he live streams on YouTube, on Rumble, and on his own website. According to the lawsuit, Seraphin has over 217,800 followers on X, where he posts frequently reach tens of thousands of views and a number of reposts. Now, here's the issue. On October 22nd, 2025, Seraphin told his viewers on the Kyle Seraphin Show that FBI Director Kash Patel, quote, has had his own little honeypot issue that has been going on as of late, so we're just going to acknowledge it real publicly, end quote. Seraphin also said this, quote, he's got a girlfriend that is half his age who is apparently is both a country music singer and a political commentator on Rumble, a friend of John Rich through Bongino, who also now owns a big chunk of Rumble, end quote. As alleged by Seraphin, quote, she's also a former Mossad agent in what is like the equivalent of their NSA, end quote. Seraphin appears to take aim at both Kash Patel and Wilkins by stating this, quote, but I'm sure that's totally because she's really looking for a cross-eyed, kind of thickish built, super cool bro who's almost 50 years old, who's Indian in America. It has nothing to do with the fact that we're really close to the Trump administration. Anyway, I'm sure that's totally just like love. That's what real love looks like, end quote. Out of this statement, Wilkins takes issue with Seraphin calling her a honeypot and that he broasted it, quote, real publicly, end quote. Wilkins also takes issue with Seraphin's statement that she, quote, she's also a former Mossad agent and what is like the equivalent of their NSA, end quote. Now here's the claim. While Seraphin did not identify Wilkins by name, the lawsuit claims his statement is obviously about her. For instance, Wilkins claims he is accusing her of being a spy for a foreign government, conducting espionage to undermine our national security and or to manipulate federal law enforcement at the highest level, and even committing treason. Wilkins further argues Seraphin cannot claim that this is mere rhetorical hyperbole, as he actively trades on his experience as a counterterrorism law enforcement officer, a former special agent of the FBI, and a teller of, quote, uncomfortable truth, end quote. As stated in the lawsuit, The introduction to the podcast at issue begins with a voiceover that says, quote, "This program has no time for comforting lies," end quote. According to the lawsuit, a reasonable viewer of the defendant's program would view his accusation as sincere and not exaggeration. So there's a cause of action for defamation. Wilkins asserts on cause of action, of course, defamation and defamation per se. But what must she prove? In most defamation cases, the claimant must prove the publication to be defamatory. Second, it may be reasonably understood to refer to her. Third, it has been published by a third party. In a defamation per se case, Wilson must also show the ascriptions such as espionage and treason are false, harms her reputation, and is undesirable to her. But there are several defenses like truth, honest opinion, and public interest. On truth, Seraphin's statements must be proven true on a balance of probabilities. This could be difficult for Seraphin if Wilkins asserts she is not a Mossad agent and there is no record showing her to be one. Seraphin would need to demonstrate his statement that Wilkins is an alleged foreign agent is true and can be proven in court. Does Seraphin still have contacts in counterterrorism? If so, does he have evidence that reveals Wilkins to be a foreign agent? Is the question. If so, he wins on truth. If not, Wilkins defeats Seraphin on the truth claim. Wilkins may have a difficult time winning this case against Seraphin on the honest opinion defense. For instance, Seraphin may argue that he truly believes Wilkins has the characteristics of a foreign agent based on his previous experience working in counterterrorism. The voiceover in the introduction that, quote, "This program has no time for comforting lies," end quote, may help Seraphin win his defense. For instance, Seraphin may argue it would be, quote, comforting lies, end quote, for him not to opine on Wilkins allegedly being a foreign agent. As one can see, Seraphin has a much stronger defense under honest opinion than truth. The scales might shift in favor of Wilkins on the public interest defense. As mentioned in my earlier video, someone like Seraphin would have to demonstrate his perceptions that Wilkins is allegedly a Mossad agent is in the public's interest. With the United States' allegiance with Israel and politicians like Ted Cruz acknowledging that both countries spy on each other, Seraphin, I think, may lose the public interest defense. Unless Seraphin can show Wilkins' conduct to be a detriment to American citizens as a whole. This could take Seraphin back to the first two defenses. Does he believe Americans like Kashyap Patel should be concerned about his privacy? Does he truly believe that Wilkins threatens American secrets and intelligence? If this is his honest opinion, coupled with his prior experience, he may have a public interest defense. What do you think, ladies and gentlemen? Do you think that Seraphin will win this lawsuit? Do you think he has a stronger defense for truth? Do you think that there's evidence to demonstrate that Wilkins is allegedly a Mossad agent? Do you think that Wilkins has a stronger defense? Do you think that she will win this case? Do you think that this is the end of regurgitating defamatory statements such as what we have heard on the Kyle Seraphin show and coming from certain commentary that has been stated on Elijah Schaefer's show? Or do you think that lawsuits are inconvenient? Do you think that lawsuits don't really solve the problem? Do you think that lawsuits are people that are litigious are the problem. Some people do think that people that are litigious, that are always suing people, that they're the problem. But then I would argue that if someone has violated your rights, you have the right to sue them in court to prevent that kind of action from happening again. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. I would like to know the answers to these questions. Also, before I end this video, I have been dealing with my own problem with intelligence agencies. As you know, people, cyber hackers that are tied to intelligence have been stopping my viewership from going up, removing likes, stopping people from being able to comment on my videos, shadow banning my accounts. Although my accounts are visible on Facebook, although it is visible on YouTube, they are working very hard to silence my voice. And a lot of people in Belfast don't understand like what that means and what that feels like. And maybe I'll be talking about that in another video. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. We'll talk to you next time. Bye bye.